Three, two, one. Turntables activated. Get ready.
The most versatile hip-hop radio station in the world.
You can talk about us, but you can't talk without us. Phenomenal radio. We are what radio should be. You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think?
Holy shit. Where'd you find this?
You're locked into the number one online radio station.
Here we go!
It's not that your radio sounds strange. You just found a station that plays what you like.
Phenomenal radio.
Radio just got a lot more fun. Thanks for listening.
Phenomenal Radio, PhenomRadio.com, the most versatile hip-hop station in the world, where we take the power of the industry and put it in the hands of the independent. You have now found your eyes and mind in the Global Audio Forensics Room, where we simulcast across the matrix on multiple channels, multiple platforms. I am your brother at Slate Stone Music, in here with some brothers and a special guest. Make sure you share this, tap in with us, hashtag any word you see on this screen, any brand you've seen on any social media platform, and check the artifacts. I will throw it over to my brother, DJ Despair. He's going to throw it to Dick James, and he's going to introduce our phenomenal guests on Global Audio Forensics today. DJ Despair.
Yo, I'm DJ Despair. Happy to be here with you all. Hailing from Canada. I'm a jack of all trades. I'm, from Nerve DJs to Rough Riders to you name it, to Street Killers Entertainment. I'm the CEO of, and now new host of 416 Hip Hop in Canada. So shoot over to Dick James.
Peace, love, and light to everybody that's joining us today on this Saturday. What people would like to do, or what they say, celebrating what they know or what is known as the 4th of July weekend. So hopefully everybody's out here secure, safe, and enjoying their family time. I'm Timo, otherwise known as Dick James, co-owner of KPTX Digital Broadcasters, Phenom Radio, the most diverse radio station on the planet. I'm also CEO and founder of the Industry Plug magazine. And today we have a very special guest today, a young man who represents one of the two royal black families in music, film, and recording industry, entertainment of all time. So we're not gonna keep you guys waiting any longer. We thank you for your time. We appreciate you as always. So today, without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you guys Elder Barsh Jr. What's going on?
Hey, how's
Junior?
everybody doing, man? What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Doing well.
Pleasure to have all of you. Appreciate it. Slate Stone Music, DJ G Spear, Street Killers Entertainment, Dick James, the Nasty Plug. I appreciate all y'all being here with me, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, brother, taking out your time and sharing knowledge and jewels with us today. Without any further ado, yes, sir, brother. When did music, being a part of the royal family, when did it penetrate your mind and you recognize the gift that you had within you to pursue a path of music? What age and how did that evolve, and where did it start for you?
It was instantaneous with me and my family. And the funny thing about it, it was kind of mysterious and deceptive. Excuse me, because being in a music family, you don't realize that it's a music family. It's just music all around you. You're constantly in studio sessions. I'm around, you look left and your uncle's married to Janet Jackson. Your dad's taken to your concert with Luther Vandross, and this is a normalcy to you. So it's not until you step away from that and experience someone else's life that you realize that that's something crazy. So it was always there right from birth. I just didn't realize that till I got to experience other people's lives as a youth. And then I was in comparison, I'm like, oh, okay, not everybody does this. And this is something special. And you either get arrogant or humble at that point in your life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Indeed, man. I can only imagine from my side how that would be a child growing up with some of the names you mentioned, the concerts and uh, relationships and atmospheres and environments that you were in. Um,
Yeah.
how was it for you? When did you first record your professional first recording, and how was that process? Was it something you wrote? Was it given to you? How was the energy at that whole point in your life?
That's an interesting question because I've always been an independent artist because my first offer was from Death Row and I had passed on that. So I had still done independent products. And I want to say that I would consider myself having moved from amateur boxing to professional boxing, for lack of a better term. Um, my album, The Lion's Den. I had an album called The Growing. That was before that, pre-2010, with my friend, but that was the amateur boxing. And then The Lion's Den, that's when I got it in, 2012. And was there another part to that question? I have ADHD. You have to forgive me,
No, it's okay. I know I kind of threw a few questions within one, but it was basically you answered it. It was just wanting to know how it was for you recording professionally that first record,
Yeah, okay. That's the part I
records,
wanted
and
to elaborate. Thank
yes,
you
sir.
for bringing that back. So yeah, the it was very scary for me. I hadn't realized my courage yet. I hadn't realized that I was good. I was still waiting for somebody to validate me or something to validate me. So it was very scary for me. I let a lot of people control songs and aspects of that album that if it was to be done right now, there's no way I would allow that to be happening. So it was a great thing because you have to learn those. You have to learn. You got to go through your ups and downs and fail first.
Yes, sir, brother. I do appreciate that. Um, being a part of the royal family, how was it? Can you shed light for the watchers and the viewers on how it was for you being around so many talented family members and artists doing the same thing that you're doing? Did you ever experience any type of not hold back, but feel like you were kind of lost in the mix of things, or was it always like your own individual light and that situation stood out among all the other lights that were beaming at that time and energies that were radiating?
That's exactly what it was, a fluctuating thing. It depended on the people. Like with DJ Quick, it was very easy. It was very fluent. It was very, very fun. Um, Very like-minded individuals. So the path there was just amazing. And then with other individuals, it's like it becomes a nightmare. And the music industry is just it's what you make it. And I think if I were to go back to that time, I would definitely want to focus in on the fact that you have to be confident. I think I'm reaching to because I want the audience to know it doesn't matter the fact that you're, a Prince of Eldebarge Jr. or you're Joe Schmo coming up. You're still going to go through the same things. And I'm saying that to say, referencing again, I digress, the lack of confidence in being in the studio and the studio sessions and amongst these stars and things. Um, you have to go for it. Like one of the things that really made Michael Jackson, in my opinion, a success of who he is because he was willing to go for it and challenge people and step to things. And so being as part of this royal family, again, going back to the answers from before, it's just you don't realize that you're in this until you step out of a situation and you're in someone else's life and in their shoes. And then like I made a purposeful humbling of myself to make sure that I was around situations so that I understood from everybody's perspective, not just my own. Because it can be life altering, you can literally go down one road and be this pompous Hollywood prick, or you can go down another road and be this real down to earth individual. But 9 times out of 10, the pompous pricks are the ones who are successful. And so there's a lot to be said about that and finding your humility in the balance of this life and career.
Yes, sir. I got two questions before I play this first record. And then when we come back, I'm going to let DJ Despair talk to you. I'll let you talk about the record when we get back, and then DJ Despair take over. But the first part question is, how was it working with DJ Quick? That's the first part. And the second is, can you share with the viewers and the audience one thing about the music industry that was a high for you, and then one thing that was at the opposite spectrum that was a low for you?
Yes. Working with DJ Quick was a little kid's dream come true. Before I realized the royalty and all that, Unveiled DeBarge and all that other stuff, I was a kid in LA. And in LA, we had a radio station called 92.3 The Beat with a DJ named Theo. And, excuse me, every morning, afternoon drive, you 92.3 The Beat, 92.3 The Beat. And I'm hearing all this funky shit. And it's just like, it's literally programming me and making me want to be a musician as a child. And then by way of my father working with Quick, I actually got to work with this man and become a group with his nephews. And it was like, man, that was so big to me because it was a core memory of mine, that music that sunk into my brain. And then I won't cheat. I won't use that as the second part of the question. The hugest high for me in the music industry was hearing the people of Queen City and Charlotte sing my song. I was on a tour. My father had let me come on a tour with him, and he was on a tour with New Edition, and there were thousands of people. Like I was at like 100 stage at that point in my career. I could book out maybe like 500, maybe 1,000 people solid. That'd be a good solid booking for me. And then to have 7,000 people in front of you was very, very scary. And my dad challenged me, made me hit all kind of high notes that we had never even practiced before in my life. He just challenged me right there in front of everybody. I'm like, ah! So, and then next thing I know, he allowed me to perform my song, and he helped me work with my song and put that extra first DeBarge generation on it because they just got that smooth. So he helped me really tailor that song to performance because it's different recording in the studio than it is performing. And before I knew it, I heard these people singing my hook, and it was surreal, man. Like, it felt like I stopped, but I didn't stop. But it felt like I was listening to them while it was just this crazy moment. And then the lowest moment, I think, was when some people, I just told Suge no, and because he wanted to do a record deal with me and my boys from KTK, and I just told him no. And this was just after he had hung Vanilla Ice off the balcony, and like I was hanging with the Bloods and the Pyrus. You couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, I had street poison. I was it. I was thug, all 120 pounds of it. So I was like brave enough to tell the man no, and then next thing I know, I'm having people run up on me in a parking lot, and police pulled up. And if they didn't pull up, it was probably a whole nother story for little L Jr. So that was probably the lowest moment in the music industry for me.
Yes, sir, brother. Again, thank you for sharing those jewels and that history with us, man, enlightening us on some of your journey and your path. This is Global Audio Forensics, PHENOMradio.com, the most versatile hip-hop station in the world. KPTX Digital Broadcasters in here with the Prince L. DeBarge Jr. and my audio forensic music doctors, brothers, and founders and originators. We're going to hop into this first record, and we're going to play it for the listeners, come back, let you talk about it, and then we'll go from there. It sounds something like this.
Hookmaster.
I ain't a king yet, I'm a prince.
Prince. We had the throne, my need just like ever since. Bloodline, my need just is evident. The name need me, adding my fingerprints. Elder Barge, I'm Junior, you knew it though. Hopping on the scene just to see what they ready for. A need just like me, I don't know, we gon' see. Put it down for the king and the whole family tree. Talking that young, fun. My indignation is I was born in dysfunction. Reiteration ain't necessary, move on quick. Who give a fuck about what they say at the function? Run up on the knee, just smile for me, baby, smile. Basically, I'm saying we've been doing this a while. Try to play it normal and it really got me charged. People talking like he ain't really at the bar.
I'm the king, I'm a prince. Crown bound downtown with the hits. Got a kiss on your ear, just sit. Tell the truth, this is high as it gets. I ain't the king, I'm a prince. Crown bound downtown with the hits. Got a kiss on your ear, just sit. Tell the truth, this is high as it gets. Pay the way, blow the horn. If you need me, I'm in the storm. Make a way, got us out of here. But still I can get the bottom. Feeling valid, got the ballot, got the tone. It's automatic, falsetto, a little ghetto. I'm just giving what they like while I keep the name alive.
Can't lie, was a piss, young brother. Getting high, getting by was the pitch, young brother. Took the prize, now I'm feeling like the rise, young brother. Let him run up on me, see if future can't doing things, everything I'm doing it. Token in these fools, swear to God they gon' ruin it. But who am I with the next need just line up? I am a prince, thought I'd let you know.
I'm a prince. Crown bound downtown with the hits. Got a kiss on the ear, just sit. Tell the truth, this is high as it gets. I ain't the king, I'm a prince. Crown bound downtown with the hits. Got a kiss on the ear, just sit. Tell the truth, this is high as it gets. Pay the way, blow the horn. If you need me, I'm in the storm. Make a way, got us out of here. But still I can get the bottom. Feeling valid, got the ballot, got the tone. It's automatic, falsetto, a little ghetto. I'm just giving what they like while I keep the name alive.
Phenomenal Radio, PhenomRadio.com, Global Audio Forensics. We just heard El DeBarge Jr., our special guest. Let us know about the record, who produced it, how it evolved, and what was the aim and purpose of the record.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the producer was Hookmaster Jazz Williams. Shout out to my boy. Double shout out to my boy, man, because I've been trying to finish projects for a while, and he came through and he was the finisher for me. I don't want to talk about nobody bad. I just want to talk about him good. Now, I'm a Prince was okay. I feel like there was 2, 3, and 4 parts to that question. What was the second part?
Yes, sir.
Producer,
What's
and then
how it came about, the record came about, and what was the aim and purpose of the record, or what is the
how
aim
it came
and
about and the purpose? Okay, so it came about because I was being stubborn and I didn't want to do music anymore. I was very frustrated with what society and culture was doing and social media and things, and I had let that bother me to the point to where I had stopped wanting to give my gift to the world, and I was disrespecting the gift that God gave me. It was a weird time for me, and my wife challenged me, and it came to a shout out to Akachi Lamb, very spiritual brother who helped me challenge myself, and he also challenged me in the way that I was thinking, and to not move that way and to move forward into positivity. So, long story short, on that part, I started working on this song called Justified, and it was a very, very spiritual song. I ended up out of nowhere, God just made me purge, and then after I purged, I came out and wrote a whole song in like maybe 3 minutes, and it's called Justified. And I'm still going to release that song. It's going to be part of this project as well. And then from that, I was working with the gentleman who did that song, and so next thing I know, I'm creating a whole album, and I call the album the Genesis Project because it's my rebirthing project. So it's my recreation story, and so that's why I call it the Genesis. And in that song, or in that process, I was working with some producers, but then I found this song on BeatStars.com or whatever. and was just loving it and digging it. And the dude didn't want to give me exclusive, so I was like, I can't have everybody doing my song. So I had to go petition a bunch of producers, and I was like, who's willing to take my words and create a song off of my man? And that's very hard to do. And so this guy did that for me. And then not only that, he emphasized the track. He just, I'm not going to talk about that too much. And so that led to me being able to fulfill the purpose of this song, which was to tell my father and my family, the industry and the world, that I'm here and I'm taking my mantle. I'm done playing with the games and, putting DeBarge on my back and making sure that we move forward into the next generations as well. I can't just leave it up to you all as the DJs to keep DeBarge alive. And so I'm saying a lot. And when I rap, I typically rap because I have something to say. When I'm singing, it's because I want to sound cute and look good and I want you to feel a certain way. But if I'm rapping, it's because I have words that I want you to hear. And so that's the main purpose of this song, I'm a Prince, and why I put it before everything else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate you for sharing that. We want to
Oh, we got a
welcome.
new friend here. Hi, Jazzy.
Hey, how y'all doing? I do apologize for being late and tardy. I was in the wrong room.
It's all right. You heard Junior speak to you?
Yes. Hey, how you doing? I was listening to him. I heard.
Okay, the internet was just messing up a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you. Pleasure to have you.
It sounds like we have a delay, but it'll work out.
Yeah, it'll work out. Sometimes that happens with the live streaming and signals and whatnot. But we appreciate everybody for tapping in. DJ Despair, it's on you.
Okay, so touching on what we were talking about earlier about you being part of elite family and you
Yes,
understanding the difference between um, growing up just in music and not realizing what a regular lifestyle is outside of it. Like a lot of
Mhm.
kids, a lot of people that you've been around, a lot of people you grew up with, when you're growing in music, did you ever feel that certain people try to box you out more because of your power?
Absolutely. But the naivete of myself, I didn't realize it until I had become an adult. There was a lot of things in my childhood that my ignorance just allowed me to take advantage of. Um, and they say ignorance is bliss, and in those circumstances it can be, but in other circumstances it can't. And I was I was very unaware until I was, and then when I was aware, it was like, okay, nobody's messing with me anymore. Nobody's pulling anything over my boxing me in because it was very, very because of me being so nonchalant. Like one of the lines that I say in this song on the Prince, tried to play it normal and it really got me charged, like charged up, like people talking like he ain't really into bars. And it's because I was out there chilling and just living a regular life. And they're like, oh, you can't beat it. I'm like, oh, okay, we're not having this. We're not having it. And so the other side of that coin is people getting upset because you're living this average life, and then all of a sudden you can step into your glory and step into something positive and step into something amazing. And that I found out can really upset a person very fast.
So when did you find the bridge of separating yourself from that and becoming your own identity?
Ooh, maybe like 2 years ago.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, my whole life, I didn't realize how much I was trying to prove to everyone else. My entire existence was based on someone else's approval. My entire existence.
It takes a lot of
Um,
people to. It takes a long time for people to understand that, because it's like when you. I grew up in a music family too, so I grew up with
mhm.
nothing but DJs and promoters
You
and
know,
stuff. So it's just natural. But a lot of
Yeah.
people in the world don't have that natural thing, because if you don't grow up in something and it's just there, some people have to learn what we just literally got gifted. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to have a father like you have to sing with you. You know how many people would pay for that? You know how many people have paid for
Exactly.
that? You know what I mean? It's like, and to be challenged by someone like that, that
Yes.
was literally going up against the Jets, the Jacksons, that, like, like all these type of families and stuff, is like
Yeah.
that. I grew up in that, so I'm 48. I watched that whole rival. I got those records, and
Mhm.
when I heard, like, Chico and El DeBarge singing, and separate
Mhm.
careers after. A lot of families did not have separate careers where they matched with the Jacksons, and certain people were Michael, Janet, and certain people went certain way and certain stuff. But your
Mhm.
family has been successful in always movies, different stuff. So a lot of people never got to understand how to growth and be out of the shadow. You know what I
Right.
mean? And a lot of the kids nowadays in music, they're riding off their family, and a lot of people don't even talk about their family so they can make it. You know what I mean?
Well,
But you can't even get away from it because you're named right after the man. So you know what I mean? So how does
I
like
refuse to change that. I refuse to change. There's been a lot of talks. There's been a lot of offers. I mean, even from my father at one point, because he didn't want to necessarily be senior at a young age, and that's all respect due. I completely understand that. But I'm just like, you can't change who I am. I don't care who you are.
and so working with DJ Quick, like, seriously,
Mhm.
that's like a dream come true. Like, how was it, like, just the experience being in the studio, the sessions? Did he push you? Did he work you? Like, how did those work?
Okay, so musically, he was always working with my father. Performance wise is where I got to work with him. And I developed a
Ah,
group called Chaotic with his nephews. There were a couple of times um, where we were about to work, and I'll leave that as a story for another season. Um, but it's him and my dad. You know what I'm saying? They're bros, and that's them. If the songs are gonna come, it's probably gonna be them too. But being in the multiple studio sessions that I was in with him, I mean, I practically lived with this man at one point in my life, and he did push me. Whenever he heard me working on something, he would go out of his way to come over and say, "Hey, do this or try this," or give me some type of confidence or secret, or invite me to a party to put me on blast to make me sing to get me out of the shell. He was just doing a lot of things that, again, as a child, you don't realize, but as an adult, you look back in hindsight, you're like, "Oh, that was very favorable of him to do that for me." And so it was just this. But to really, really give you a good answer, uh, this is no cussing. We
We're
keeping it
grown.
PG here.
we're grown over here.
It was a motherfucking ride, man. Like, nigga. Oh my God, bro. I was 16 years old, ended up with this tattoo on my arm, KTK, no C's, because I'm running around with all the bloods and pyros and whoop. A time was had.
But you see, not okay now. You being actually in the heart of that, and all these new rappers and all this stuff are out there rapping that, and from time we know a lot of big celebrities were connected to certain people and certain things, and because they had to. It's the industry, and you didn't have a choice at most point,
Mandatory.
because right, because it's like, if you
Mhm.
go into different cities, you needed people to watch over you. You need to make sure you were good.
That's the part that people
So
don't talk about. Yeah.
you see, but the check-in thing, a lot of people
Mhm.
discourage on that, because if I go to a different city, I make sure I check in with all the guys I deal with in certain places to let them know I'm there. It's their city. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that that's a respect thing. It actually is a support thing. And even being part of certain sets and certain things like that, it's not always on a gang tip. It's always on a family tip also.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not on
And
some gangbanger, I want to hurt you and shoot you up. It was on some family representation. And plus, I had severe street poison in the 90s. If you're a black person in Los Angeles in the 90s, you had to have some type of affiliation or representation, or you were what we called a buster.
right, and then nowadays, now these kids are on there claiming all types of stuff that they're not even are, and it
Yeah.
causes a rift in the demographic. Like, how do you feel about all of these young rappers now just going out there and just blurting this stuff out like they really went through it?
Well, honestly, they're the personification of why I said no. I I said no to Suge Knight because I did not want to perpetuate this nasty cycle and keep this stupid idiocy. I saw it back then, even as a teenager. I've always been Mr. Theorist and all that. And I knew right from a point, I was like, hey, this stuff you guys are doing is going to be like culture numbing in the next couple
Hmm.
of decades. Not like a little bit, like literally culture wide numbing. And it's come to fruition.
Well, how do you feel about what's happened now with Suge and everything that's going on in the industry? Did you see that coming?
Yeah. That's my wife tells me to shy away from the negative parts of my career and start and to focus on the positivity, but I always share these stories because I want people to understand what the reality of it's like when you're going in there. I know my boy just got off. He only got hit for 2 out of 5, but um, there's a lot of darkness in there in this industry, a lot, and so you have to be strong because there's like 22 people that are willing to run behind you and sell their soul and the culture out. And you got to be strong. Like I want the people to hear me that are willing to be the next light bringers, that are willing to be the next person that's going to challenge to bring something to the game. Because I know that's where I would have made a change back then. I would have stood in the fire and made some changes for people. Because I feel like that's something I need to do. And God willing, I'll get that opportunity again.
So it's safe to say, through your experience by being in the industry so young and
Mhm.
growing up with, the dad the family that you're, representing, it's safe to say
Mhm.
that you were woke back then. You,
Oh, absolutely.
you at a young age, you seen things that you didn't agree with. You knew that were catchy and that
Mhm.
was setting a trend back then, where they
Yes.
honestly, the trend wasn't even a word. It
No,
was a
it was
word, but
just
it
a
wasn't
thing to do.
represented
Mhm.
exactly. Follow, the next person. It was trend is it wasn't a word how they use it today.
Well, you
So it's
see,
safe
Right.
to say you were woke. You were just woke. You knew you seen years beyond your years.
God always
well,
gives me downloads. Go ahead, brother.
well, you see, back then, for you to push the narrative, they needed you to be gangster. And Suge Knight and a lot of these people and a lot of that were around that situation where they had to talk and they
Yeah.
wanted this narrative to be pushed. So certain
Yeah.
people were actually in the how do you say, they had no choice to
Yes.
push that narrative towards the artists, towards people, because negativity
Mhm.
was selling, just like how it
Yeah.
is now. So
Absolutely.
back then, look at all the rappers that were positive. Look at all the artists that were
Mhm.
positive back then. Are
Talk
they
about it.
around now? Does anybody even care about them? How many of these kids know about Poor Righteous Teachers, or they know more about 50 Cent and G Unit? You know what I mean? It's like the I get where he's coming from because it was hard, especially being a black man in the industry, or even getting being a DJ playing the music in the bars. They didn't even want us to do it because it fights a breakout. This would happen, that would happen. You know what I mean? It's like you play a Crip song, all the blues are on the dance floor. You play a Blood song, this is on like, and then now it's actually what we did not want. That's what you're seeing in
It's
the bars now.
literally, yeah, yeah. It's culturally accepted, even though it's shunned in a stigma. It's obnoxious.
I don't know about it being accepted, not by all.
No,
No,
but
not
okay,
not by all. I don't mean in general. I mean in just enough as like because when you're young, you want to rebel. And when somebody likes something and something's good, the first thing you want to do is go away from that. And that's where this comes in such force. It's right there for you and it's everywhere and it's got all the music and all the words and programming. Next thing you know, you're glorifying the worst things in life. And I do it too, because it's like, all right, that's
Well,
shape.
like right now, look at the Canada versus US right now with Drake and Kendrick. Do you see anything positive out of Canada? Tell me one positive artist that you could see right out of Canada. I can tell you many, but all you're seeing is the negative right now.
Yeah. I didn't
So
even
it's
think
like
about that. That's
that's what I'm
very
trying to show.
true.
Is like there's so many, like you guys in the States, there's a lot of positive people and stuff. Canada, we have a lot of positive rappers. If you go search my social media, that's all you see
Mhm.
because that's who I promote. But what you're seeing on social media is Drake, the guys around Drake, these things and the things, Tory Lane's in jail, this and this and this. You don't, and we like, everything's all violence and this and that. You don't see any positive.
How about
It's
this?
just it's yeah, go ahead.
All this love is waiting
He's
for
waiting for
you.
Waiting
you.
for you.
You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying, my brother?
my
There's
darling.
no escape. You
You
guys
can't.
remember the movie Life, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll be that Deaf Baby's the part of that Deaf Baby's
Out of
mom.
Pappy. Out of Pappy. Out of
I'll
Pappy.
be
Damn
happy.
right.
I remember
Ain't no
that.
way around that. I'm
You
so happy
can't.
that you came into the space that you needed to be in so that you can continue to carry on this torch because whether you chose this life or not, you are the prince because the king is still here. But the king is ready to allow the prince to become the new king. That's your destination. This is a part of your journey.
Yeah.
Everything is about you. That's the reason why we bought some chemical cosmetic energy in on this simulcast so that we could create
Mhm.
that element of balance because we brothers, we three kings, we practice this constantly. And I want to give some credit to my brothers because we've been elevating consistently. But bringing in, our sister Jazz, it's just a different element. You get to hear it from the woman's perspective, who you are,
Mhm.
and how vital you are to this music
Wow.
industry and this business going forward because you're one of two royal families that we can all agree on. Period. Plain and simple. No matter what part of the
So,
universe we're
mm,
on, that would be the DeBarge and the Jackson family, in
mm,
alphabetical order. And like you said, your Uncle James and Janet, they were a union, and they brought life into this world. And so, yes, you guys represent what we would like to call beauty. Because if it's going to be another royal family, you're probably going to be the seed planter. Does that make sense?
it does. I understand what you mean. Got to keep the bloodline.
And guess what?
Absolutely.
It only happened when God said, you're ready. So you might not have been ready at the age of 19, 18. It didn't matter. But everything happens in good timing. And it
Amen.
happened, in the timing where you still have your father alive to
Yeah.
show him
Talk about it. Talk about it.
how his name will be carried on. It don't matter about the fuck ups. Guess what? That's
That's
what built
big right
us.
there.
That's what built us. So why should we go and tuck our tail and hide our face? Everybody done
Mhm.
had fuck ups. That's
Yeah.
what built us. So if you can stand
Mhm.
tall with your chest out and say, this is who I am, this is who I represent, and your father
Gotta
gave
say it
you
with my
his
chest.
name. Yeah, you got to say it with your chest. And your
Yeah.
father blessed you with his name. So you're his namesake. Okay?
Yeah.
Not every son is blessed with their father's name, whether they need to be or not. That's
Yeah.
up to the maker. So what your assignment is that I see is your legacy, and you to represent your legacy, because hearing you speak, you're very woke, and you've been woke a long time. You've been woke being around this industry as a child, and you've seen good things and bad things, and you've seen what you wouldn't do, or you've seen things that you probably would, oh, I want to try that, then try it, and oh no, that ain't for me. You've seen the back
Mhm.
door, you know, bullshit. You've seen everything.
Yeah.
So, like I said, timing is not on our time. It's when you're ready. When he say, okay, he ready now,
Yeah.
and that's how it happened. That's what I see. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I hear when I hear you speak.
Yeah, God's got me on a mission right now. God told me specifically and directly, um, through my own words, through my own visions, and through another person, verbatim, um, that he wants his secular music back, and he needs me to get out there and take it.
Real
There,
talk.
there you go.
We've been building about 3.5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and you're here. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not, it's just this is not just about your father. It has to be accredited to him because right now he's still very, very relevant.
Oh
And
yeah,
you're his namesake, so you can't get around that. This is about your father and all of his brothers and his sister and your grandparents and everybody that came together in a union to create you and have this dynasty set up for you to come in and make it work for you.
rest in peace, Mama DeBarge.
Yeah,
Real talk.
and
And
even now,
yes,
DJ Quick is touring still. Like people is
Yeah,
it's hip hop is back, the rhythm is back, R&B is back. It's just for us to keep
yeah.
it intact. That's all it
It's a
is. Like,
pivotal time right now. Mark my words, it's a very pivotal time right now. Especially when these negatives get thrust into the light, it causes, even if it's a secret desire, it causes people to want that light.
well, you see, there's a lot of people that don't go through a lot of things, and like especially like you say, during the industry, there's ups and downs. There's life or death situations. There's a lot of negative. There's a lot. But the positive is like I hit the stage, a crowd fan, that
Yeah,
simple person that says they love your music, walking down the street and somebody yelling your name. It's a all in the end, there's a payoff and his
hmm
love, but also there's a lot of sacrifice and troubles, like sleepless nights, nightmares and stuff, and things you've seen that you shouldn't have seen. It's a
But
messed
here's
up
the
world, and a
difference,
lot of
though.
people don't. Sorry, go on.
The difference this time is I'm calling for the light. I'm
There you go.
calling for the people to work with me. When I'm doing interviews, when I'm doing anything, I don't end on a negative and I don't let that be the end all be all. That's just a part of the story. Right now, someone's going to look at my face, they're going to see me, they're going to look at you all, they're going to hear our voices, and they're going to feel inspired and they're going to want to do good. There's people in the industry that are trapped up and wrapped up and they want to do good. There's a good little project. I'm telling you all right now, I'm here. Let's do good because I
Bang,
am
bang.
fucking fantastic.
Well,
That's why
and that's
we're
manifesting is
here.
key, right?
That's
and
why
that's
we're here.
good.
Mhm. It
This is
is.
Manifesting is key because, yeah, like, one
Exactly.
day I woke up, I went outside, I was smoking a spliff on the patio, on the front, and I
Mhm.
looked at the world and I looked at the sky and I said, I'm ready for anything that you got to throw at me right now. I've been
Yeah.
defeated, I've been broken, I've been everything. Because I did an interview with Michael Conley like a while back, and
Oh
he
yeah.
wanted me to
Okay.
speak more of my life, and
hmm
I got I he said after, he goes, you held back. And I said, I did
hmm
because
Got on.
there's so much that I don't want to repress that I'm going to give you
hmm
a simple part because it's trauma, right? And a lot of people don't understand post traumatic stress and all that other stuff. So when
Yep. I hear
you
you.
think positive all the time, you're always going to have negative things. You're always going to have a friend that went behind your back. You're always going to have somebody doing something because demons transform through other people. If they can't get you through one person, they're going to try and go through another.
hmm
And what I've learned through life, when you're doing good and you on the right path, sometimes it's a test, sometimes it's a lesson or a
hmm
blessing, because You have to look at it. You have to be careful what you put in the universe, number one. Number two,
Mhm.
when we elevate, we get new demons that don't
Mhm.
want to see us elevate. You push them to the side. You don't even focus on them. That's your motivator.
That's the key is don't focus on it.
That you don't focus on it. That is your motivator,
Right.
and you just keep moving.
Keep it
Because
moving.
let me tell you something. If they don't have your name in their mouth, you're doing something wrong.
We
Ain't
see, and
doing
on top of
nothing.
that,
You ain't
putting
doing nothing.
what
Now
I
look.
keep telling my artists, stop manifesting stuff in your lyrics
Yes.
Yes.
because that's the
Yes.
worst thing ever. I have 15 artists died from
Yeah.
doing songs about dying.
Ugh.
Don't
Man, I'm
want to hear
trying to
any more
tell
of that.
you
You know what I'm
That's why we
saying? And
got
then
artists
all the
like El
time.
then I was just
DeBarge
saying,
Jr.
but there's just in life that you gotta change, you gotta stop doing that because it's too much.
Mhm.
It's like,
It
yeah,
is.
you can talk about life-changing stories and shit that you went through and situations, but when you
Mhm.
literally like some of these kids, when I go on stage, I can't listen to the song. I don't even want to be on stage listening to the songs because
Because
it's
you
My
found
depressing.
yourself
But you're
bopping to
getting paid
something
to
yes.
do
so
a job,
hard,
so
and
you
you're
have
just
to
like,
just do your job.
There's no
Be the
love and dance
professional that
anymore.
you
lethargic.
always have been. That's just how that works. Hey, look, this right
Uh-huh.
here is a great stepping stone because this is a lot of grounds that's being covered right here where we are on this platform. You know, to your right, you have Texas. To your left, you have Mississippi. To your bottom right, you have Georgia. And to your bottom left, you have Canada. And then in the middle with you, that's California. So we reach a lot of different markets just by coming on this panel collectively together.
Yeah.
And then our
That's huge.
networks are in
Mhm.
129 countries around the world.
Oh, wow.
And we reach so
Oh, that's
many
right. You were
different
telling me about
people.
that the other day. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So we're
Plus,
gonna
on
really
top of that,
dig
we're
in with you.
the audio goes on radio on every single platform.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like,
They
yeah,
love me
we're
in
on
South
Rough
Africa
Riders
too, man.
Radio. We're on for podcasts also, and TV networks now. We're gonna be boosting to that. So
So
it's
that's
like,
the
Yeah.
universe. That's
you
the
know what I'm saying?
universe.
And these two here being a collective
Oh,
with me, and now our new host with us. I never asked for this. It just got, it was just brought to me on a
I hear
thing
you.
because of genuine people that I stuck with when we had a vision of doing this.
Mhm.
And I've known Timo and Slate for a long period of time. And to be in Canada and to be involved with you all and even being on with you, period, that's a blessing for me because I've followed everything in your family's career like for real. Like I from you to everything to you and Quick to the group. I even got some of those records sitting around here. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like when
Boy,
things come out at
let's
certain
sing
times, you
those
never
right
know.
now. Yeah, you never know, man. It's just, but that's the thing is that, especially with my family, my parents were extremely young when they had me. So I've always been right behind them. I'm always on their heels. And I think we had to learn that growing up. I was very, very close. And so it almost felt competitive at times because it's like you're right on my butt and I'm not done living yet, bro.
I mean, my parents are
Um,
20 years older than me, so it's like I understand where you're
you
coming
know
from
exactly
too.
what I'm talking about. So it was like I was on every aspect in life, I was just nipping at them. And so I think it was really, really advantageous. It behooved us all to just have this time where we kind of lived a little bit. And it gave me a lot of to write about, a lot to experience. And I really feel like uh it's just in God's hands. Like I could care less about awards and plays and all that. Like I just want God to get out of it what's supposed to be gotten out of it.
We're God's
And that's
children.
And one thing I
He's
These
only
are
gonna
can
let us
God's
be
say,
all right.
hands.
one
Mm-hmm.
thing I can say is always, always, don't wait till people die. Always give
Mm-hmm.
people their flowers while they yet can still smell them. No matter what their shortcomings are, no matter how you feel, but guess what? At the end of the day, when you walking across that casket, you
Mm-hmm.
feel something and it's going to be sadness.
Yeah.
But are you going to be happy with yourself and say, you know what, I did the best that I could by this person, and I feel good, but I am sad that they're gone? Or are you gonna be the one that people want to push in the casket and be like, go on with them
Right, exactly.
because you're doing too much, because you know you weren't there. You get what I'm saying? So
I
I
hate
do
that word,
believe in
doing too
that.
much. Sorry to
You
cut you.
doing
That doing too much.
That's okay.
That is the worst thing anybody could ever say to anybody. I hate hearing that word, man. It's like you doing too much. I know you're not doing enough. That's just how people
But
is, man.
that's why they acting the way they act, because they haven't been there. They have not, you know.
But not everybody's supposed to be on your path or your patterns.
Well, what I'm saying too is, as far as family goes, friends, you know, and his journey and what God, the path that
She froze.
God has him on.
There she goes.
It's still good on that.
Okay, so what I'm speaking of is what the path God has him on, as far as family, friends, and you know, him questioning and having doubts
I hear
that, you
you.
know, no, we need that type of music. We need R&B. We need the DeBarge family to step up and step out
And
and
I have
step
the
into their
R&B coming
purpose.
as well. But this song was just, it's so purposeful. And that's another reason. It's giving him his flowers. Because I've basically immortalized him being called a king. I I'm his son, and it's, it's a family. Everybody's singing. Everybody wants the throne, and I'm just like, my dad is it. I'm just, I that's
You're the
just it is
prince.
what it is. We can fight about it later.
You the prince.
But
That's it.
this is
You
it.
just gotta take it
Somebody
as you
has
the
to
prince.
step
I've
up.
been around enough. I've seen enough. I let everybody play their roles and do it. At this point in standing, I was like, hey, look, he's the king. I'm the prince. Let's just lay it all out the way it is. Give my man his flowers and let him know I'm picking up the mantle. Should you want me to sit down on the throne?
And he
I sit
popped his
down on the throne.
collar.
Should you want me to just be
Let's roll.
Pop your
Let's
collar. He
roll.
pop your collar, baby. Yes, you did, and you can do that.
Hey,
And
yo,
you,
Slate.
because you've let everyone take. Okay, I see you ain't working with it. Okay, let me go on and do what I need to do and pop my collar and show who I am.
Yeah,
I
man,
am
I'm
the
telling you.
prince. So
Well, on
Mhm.
that
speak
note,
that and have that confidence, and I love that.
Slate, will you
Absolutely.
get another record?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go out with the same record we heard earlier. Again, thank you, Elder Barge Jr., the Prince, from a
Thank
royal
you all for
family,
having
holding
me,
it
man.
down, putting your energy out into the universe, blessing
Absolutely.
us with some of your story and your jewels. Before we play this record, let everyone know the project coming out, when it's coming out, where they need to tap in with you on the Matrix, and we're gonna keep it moving.
I'm everywhere right now. TikTok. I know y'all love that. I'm on the Instagram. I'm on the book. I'm on the X. I'm on the Twitter. We about to drop the video. You can literally Google me. I came up with the term a long time ago. I'm Googleable. Still there. Look up the family, man. I just want y'all to have love in your life, love in your heart. And remember, I ain't a king. I'm a prince, motherfucker.
And yo, are
Indeed.
we gonna talk? I got you out here in Canada. We need to get you out here.
Yeah, please,
Salute.
man. Let's continue this. Let's all individually, all together, let's continue this and make it move forward, please.
This is the
Salute.
Indeed.
biggest, the largest festival in Mississippi. I'm the booking
Let's
agent
make it
for it.
happen.
So
Let's make it
next year,
happen.
this time, yeah, definitely Elder Barge Jr. gonna be on there. Hell, I'm gonna be pushing for goddamn senior to be on there. We just gotta,
Oh yeah.
we got to talk in the background. It's a
Oh
community
yeah.
event. It's free, but it's 10, 15,000 new audiences for you. They're not new to your dad. So it's probably going to be 20, 25, 30 because they know who your dad is and they've never experienced someone on that level as your father.
Mm.
And so you'll
Wonderful,
be
man.
able to
Let's make it happen.
capitalize on that. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what the agenda and the goal is. So I'm gonna be fighting to put that in the budget next year, and then hopefully everybody else that's here with us will be able to come in and we can represent Phenom Radio collectively as a group
Yeah,
out
we can
there on the
make it happen,
scene.
man.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Again, thank you, brother. Stay on your journey, stay
Thank
on your
you very
path.
much.
Until next time, this is Elder Barge Jr. with I'm a Prince. You know what I mean? And it sounds something like this: Global Audio Forensics. Peace.
Appreciate it.
Phenomenal Radio.
I ain't We had a throne, my need just like ever since. Bloodline, my need just is evident. The name need me, adding my fingerprints. Elder Barge, I'm Junior, you knew it though. Hopping on the scene just to see what they're ready for. A need just like me, I don't know, we gon' see. Put it down for the king and the whole family tree. Talking that young shit, run shit, fun shit. My indignation is I was born in dysfunction. Reiteration ain't necessary, move on quick. Who give a fuck about what they said to function? Run up on the knees and smile for me, baby, smile. Basically I'm saying we've been doing this a while. Try to play it normal and it really got me charged. People talking shit like he ain't really at the bar.
I ain't a king, I'm a prince, motherfucker. Crown bound downtown with the hits, motherfucker. Got a kiss on your lips, just a sip, motherfucker. Tell the truth, this is high as it gets, motherfucker. I ain't a king, I'm a prince, motherfucker. Crown bound downtown with the hits, motherfucker. Got a kiss on your lips, just a sip, motherfucker. Tell the truth, this is high as it gets, motherfucker. Pave the way, blow the horn. If you need me, I'm in the storm. Make a way, got us out of here, but still I can get the fuck up out of. Feeling valid, got the ballot, got the tone, it's automatic. Falsetto, a little ghetto, I'm just giving what they like while I keep the name alive.
Can't lie, was a pitch, young brother. Getting high, getting by was the pitch, young brother. Took the prize, now I'm feeling like the rise, young brother. Let him run up on me, see a future king. Doing things, everything I'm doing it. Token in these fools, swear to God they gon' ruin it. But who am I with the next need just to line up? I am a prince, thought I'd let you know.
I'm a prince, motherfucker. Crown bound downtown with the hits, motherfucker. Got a kiss on the lips, just a sip, motherfucker. Tell the truth, this is high as it gets, motherfucker. I ain't a king, I'm a prince, motherfucker. Crown bound downtown with the hits, motherfucker. Got a kiss on the lips, just a sip, motherfucker. Tell the truth, this is high as it gets, motherfucker. Pave the way, blow the horn. If you need me, I'm in the storm. Make a way, got us out of here, but still I can get the fuck up out of. Feeling valid, got the ballot, got the tone, it's automatic. Falsetto, a little ghetto, I'm just giving what they like while I keep the name alive.
We are what radio should be.
The most versatile hip-hop radio station in the world. Phenomenal Radio.